Welcome back, CSE 3200 Yukon Stores. We are in chapter 25. We're going to do an animation of a sunset, and you can see a preview over here. We're going to go ahead and just jump into code. I will come back to this particular page in a second, but we are going to go File, New Project. We're going to select an empty project, and the book says to call it Sunset. I've already got something called Sunset, so I'm going to call this one Sunset Animation. And I'll go ahead and hit Finish. And that'll take me to the screen over here. And this might take a second to come online. Nope, pretty quick. Gradle's done. We are going to make a change to the Gradle. This has to populate. I'll pause while it. Okay, so we are going to go into the Gradle, and we are going to put in view binding. Sync the Gradle. It's finished. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put in the sun. I've already got that in this project, but it is just this circle here. Yeah, let's put that sun in. So let's go here. We're going to go to the resource folder. We are going to go to the drawable folder. You don't need to drill down, but I did. You're going to right click. You're going to go New Drawable Resource. Under Selector, change it to Shape. There aren't very many shapes to choose from. I looked this up. I saw 4, an oval, a rectangle, a line, and I cannot remember the last one, but there are very few. We are going to call this Sun. And we really don't need a split view, but I'll keep it. We've only got a couple of lines to put in here. The first line is going to be Android : shape is equal to, and then in double quotes, oval. I'm going to put this in code because I didn't see this. It needs to be put here. Oval in between the double quotes. And again, there weren't too many things that would fit in there, either rect or rectangle, line, just a couple. One more, we are going to put in a begin curly brace, and we're going to put in solid and space Android : color. We are going to go into our resource folder, and we are going to make some colors, but there are some already in our resource folder. So I'll just select the color purple there, and now if I go to split screen, there is our purple sun. Okay, so next up, we are going to go into our values folder and then into colors, and we are going to make a bunch of different colors. Here's where we picked our purple 200 from, and we see a neat little preview of that color right over there. So I'm just going to grab one of these and paste it a bunch of times. We're going to have 5 new colors. It's not going to like that I have them all called white, but I'll change them one at a time. Our first color is going to be bright sun, and we are going to change our hexadecimal code to FC FB CB7. Okay, now everything that still says white is underlined as an error, but I could just change them to white 2, white 3, white 4, white 5. Now the errors are gone. So I have my bright sun as a real color. Oh, it is not showing up. I must have typed that incorrectly. See, I don't get a preview over here. So let's see. Pound FC FCB. I did. I forgot a letter, but this is also showing up as peach, so I'm going to check it again. All right, how's that? There we go, FCB7. All right, so next color up is blue sky. And that color is going to be 1E7. I I typed an extra 7, and A, C, 7. Yep, that looks like a good color. And then sunset sky. E, C, 8100. Yep, an orange color, that's what we're looking for. Next color is going to be night sky. O5192E. Yep, that looks like a dark blue. And then we're going to have the C color. Call it C, SEA, and the color is 224869. And yep, looks good. Okay. Now, if I were to not have somebody give me these hexadecimal colors, what I would do is I would go online, I would find a color chooser, and I would work with a color wheel and select the hexadecimal version of it, and then I would just bring that number over here. So it isn't something you're expected to know. There are resources for that. All right, so let's go back into the sun file. I do need to end that color, but let's also get rid of the color purple, and let's go at color, and now I've got other choices, my bright sun, my blue sky, etc. And I will pick the bright sun. And now if I go to split view, my sun is a convincing yellow. Okay, let's go bring in our layout from this, this version that is already complete. So I'm just going to put it on my clipboard and bring it in, and then we're going to talk about this layout folder. It is our existing layout folder. We have not worked with it, the activity_main XML, in a very long time, but it is our default layout folder. So let's go to the split screen here, and all right. So let's talk about this. We have a linear layout. The linear layout is vertical because we are just going to have these two things inside of the linear layout. Okay, first up, we're going to have something called a frame layout. And that frame layout is here. It's going all the way over there and up there. So basically the light blue, picture a picture frame around it. Now that picture frame is invisible. That's our frame layout. We give it an ID of sky, and we have our width as match parent. If you take a look at the sun, we are saying that we're getting our sun from the drawable resource folder at drawable/sun. We're setting its layout gravity to center. So notice it starts in the very center of the screen. And it has a hard-coded width and height of 100 dp. Now, if I make it 50 and 50, that will shrink by like 75%. Take a look at it. Let's go 50. And now look, it's an oval because the width and the height aren't the same. I bring that down to 50, and it's like 1/4 the size that it was before, because it would be a difference of 1/2 in one dimension times 1/2 in the other dimension. So those are hard-coded coordinates to just give you the size. They're not coordinates. They're hard-coded width and height of the sun to give it a definite size. Okay, so we have our image view is the sun. It is a child of the frame layout. Now, a frame layout is kind of good for just having one child because it's hard to control many different views within the frame layout. I'm going to scroll down and show you the rest of it. That's about the bottom of the file. We have just the end of the linear layout after that, so pretty much the bottom of the file. All right, so we have this bottom is what's called a view, and really it's just showing our sea color. So our background color up here is sky, and that's found in this line right here. And our background color of this view is just sea color. And it really only has just a background color and how much of the screen it's taking up. So let's see, this is my new version of it. It doesn't animate at this point, But when I do get it to animate, what's going to happen is the sun is going to go down and it's going to sink below the sea. Now the book says that this is happening because of the hierarchy of how this is added, that this is added last, and so basically it's on top, it's this guy here, and so the sun is coming down and it's going to go behind the sea. But although that kind of thing is true, they're not really on the same level. So if I take out the view, so I'm going to cut this, and what you're going to see is that the sky fills the entire screen. Now the reason the sky fills the entire screen instead of saying the width that it was before is that, let's put that back, is that I'm kind of overwriting the height. I'm saying the height is 0 in both cases. Height is 0, height is 0. Let's get rid of the blue so we can see where I'm pointing. Height is 0 in both cases. So now I have two things, and the layout weight is saying this thing is going to take up 61%, and this one's going to take up 39. So the layout weight is kind of filling in for the height. But if I take out one of those two things, now this is going to go back to filling the entire screen because it has nothing to take its weight up against. All right, so let's see. If I get rid of the view and I take out the weight, and let's say I put the height at like 500, now you could see that I have the frame. It would go from, starting here, ending there, and then I basically have nothing there. That's just the background color of my application, and it would be as far back as far as layer goes as you could possibly get. What I will try to show is that if I do this when I animate, I would actually still have the sun fall behind that white screen, and that doesn't really make sense by just that whole layering effect because there's nothing there. The background color is going to be the background of the entire app. The sky, the sun, they're above it, so you should see the sun fall. So what's going on here with this frame layout is it's containing the view in the frame. If that view leaves the frame, you don't see the view. So that sun would be falling behind the sea, not just because of the order in what I have, but because it's in a frame. All right, that's a whole lot of gabbing there, talking about this layout, which I haven't done in a while. So I'm going to actually cut the video there, and we will get our animation started in video number 2. I'll see you there.